Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Shema, Shai, Bashim, Kakadash, and double honor to the elders and apostles of great most on the truth. And peace, blessing, and salutations to the hopeful elect. And yeah, that's start Revelation. Revelation 13 and 12. And it says, and he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causes the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And exercising the power of the first beast, which is the pagan Roman Empire, going back into the same laws and the way they did things back then. They worship the image of the beast by following his laws that he made, especially when it becomes mandatory to take the MOTB or the mark of the beast. It's going to be made a law. And yeah, it's going to be made a law. Now usually it's kind of crazy to be honest, man. And carrying on, it says, and he doeth great wonders, so that he made the fire to come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. And yeah, this is going to Hiroshima and Nagasaki, where they came in with them bombs, in which they dropped fire from it. And it says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had a wound by a sword and did live. And then again, being the pagan Roman Empire. And it said it's going into his technology, his military, and his missiles. With his technology, they can bring people back to life and make them walk again and see again, and even using his knowledge on the left hand side to make technology to be put inside you. And they want to do it because they want to bring a fake kingdom of heaven, and also bringing back the ways of the pagan Roman Empire. Revelation 15, it says, and he had power to give life unto the beast. Something said, and let me read that again. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, and the image of the beast will both speak, and cause that many will not worship the image should be put to death, or should have said, the image of the beast should be killed. It says the image of the beast is speaking through its system, and even the Senate. It goes back to the pagan Roman Empire. Now let's go back to First Maccabees. First Maccabees 1:41. 1:41. And it says, moreover, King Antiochus wrought his whole kingdom, that all should be one people, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the command of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion, and sacrificed unto idols, and profaned the Sabbath. For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land. And that's what Esau planned to do. He's gonna have you follow his strange laws. I said, and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days, and pollute the sanctuary and holy people. Set up altars and groves and chapels of idols and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts. And that's how the Lord had to take away the sacrifices, because the Israelites were doing that. So to the end, they might forget the law and change all the ordinances. And whosoever will not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die. So yeah, it's literally the same thing happening over and over again. Now this has already happened. But obviously we know it's prophecy. Happening all over again. Revelation 13 and 16, it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And then it says, man, the ruler of the beast system, the nation of Edom, is making technology to put inside your hand and forehead. The one that panned the RFID microchip is Charles Walton, who's an Edomite, and Elon Musk is the face of Neuralink. And that's also known as the brain chip. And it says, and the reason why they want to do it is because they want to be like the Most High. And even then, they won't be satisfied. Let's go to Ezekiel. Ezekiel. Wait, I forgot the scriptures. Oh yeah, 28. It says, the word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God. I sit in the seat of God, in the midst of the seas. Yet thou art a man, and not God. Or thou set thine heart as the heart of God. He said, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. With thy wisdom and with thine understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. So that's how they become rich. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic, go into the captivity, as thou increase thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches. So they become prideful. Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of God. Behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. They shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die the death of them that are slain in the midst of the seas. And said, wilt thou yet say before him that saith, I am power, or I am God? Be that shall be a man, and no God, in the hand of him that slaved thee. So yeah, man. And now let's go back to Revelation 13. And it says, and no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So then this is going to him claiming as a slave. As soon as they cut off all options, and the only way to survive is to take the MRTB or die. But obviously the Lord is going to intervene The Lord said he would be there for his servants. Ezekiel 35. Ezekiel 35 and 10, it said, because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it, whereas the Lord Yahweh was there. He said, therefore as I live, serve the Lord in power. I will even do according to thy anger, and according to thy envy, which thou hast used as thy hatred against them. And I will make myself known among them, when I have judged thee. So the Lord's going to make them a burnt mountain. I'm sure there's one in Exodus 21. Exodus 21 and 2, it says, thou by Hebrew servant. Obviously because the Israelites are Hebrew. 6 years and he shall serve, and in the 7th he shall go out free for nothing. If he came by himself, he shall go out by himself. If we are married, it says if you are married, then his wife shall go out with him. If his master have given him a wife, and she have borne his sons and daughters, the wife and her children shall be her masters, and he shall go out by himself. So yeah, and it says, and even the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free. Then his master shall bring him unto the judges. He shall also bring him unto the door, unto the doorpost, and the master shall bore his ear free with an oar, and shall serve him forever. So that's what Esau wants to do. He wants us to serve him forever, and not serve Yahweh Shema Shah. Now carrying on, Revelation 13 and 18. It says, here's wisdom, let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666, which is the Kaiser stigma. And it says it's the number of a man. It's not talking about the spiritual demon Satan. It's still one of the sons of Yahweh. And there's a reason why John said, he have understanding, count the number of the beast. Because obviously it's a warning. So when the elect see those numbers, they know to stay away from it. And the understanding is given to the prophets, and also given to his elect to understand this warning. For the elect, so they know who the real adversary is. Which obviously we know that's Esau Eden. And which guys are stigma, being the last 6. And it says the stigma goes into mark, pricked in or branded upon the body. In the ancient world, the slaves and soldiers bore the name of their master or general, and they was branded on or pricked out or cut to indicate what master or general they belong to. And then you can even look at the interlinear of the word you can look at the interlinear of the Strongs of Galatians 6 and 17. The word mark there goes back to stigma, being branded upon or pricked out. And here's the judgment for taking the MOTB. Where is it? Revelation 14:9. Then the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or his hand, being the RFID microchip and the brain chip, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Being those intercontinental ballistic missiles, going back to Revelation 9. In Revelation 9 and 16, it says, in the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them, and that's gone to the warheads. It says, and thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire and jacinth and brimstone, and jacinth is of red stone, and the heads of the horses were the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire, smoke, and brimstone, which that's gone into the warheads. And the reason why it says the heads of the horses were like lions is because that's where the power comes out from, their mouth. Because obviously, in order for a lion to kill something, he has to bite it or bite his prey. Just like these missiles, the power's in their mouth. It said, by these three were the third part of men killed, by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths. For their power is in their mouth, and gone into their warheads, and in their tails, and gone to the fire that burns from behind. It's and by the smoke and by the brimstone. Yeah, I just read that. So for the powers in their mouth and in their tails, for their tails are like unto serpents, gone to the smoke trails that flow from behind it. For the field that's been burned and had heads, and with them they do that. And in all honesty, it will hurt. It will hurt. These muscles will hurt. Let's go to Ezekiel 22 and 20. And it says, as they gather silver and brass and iron and lead and tin into the midst of the furnace, to throw the fire upon it, to melt it, so will I gather you in mine anger and in my fury, and I will leave you there and melt you. Yea, I will gather you and blow upon you in the fire of my wrath, and ye shall be melted in the midst of. As silver is melted in the midst of the furnace, so shall ye be melted in the midst of. And ye shall know that I, the Lord Yahweh, have poured out my fury upon you. So then again, the Lord is going to cleanse the Israelites, or shall I cleanse the Israelites? They have taken MOTB. And it says, shall a man say unto her, thou art the land that is not cleansed, nor rained upon it in the day of indignation. So again, the Lord is going to get them, man. And even America should be visited too. The whole land. Revelation 17 and 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are the 10 kings which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive powers kings of 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. So you're onto the system. And so these shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. For he is the Lord of lords and King of kings. And they that with him are called and chosen and faithful, being his elect. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, are the whole city of our peoples and multitudes of nations, and tongues, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore being America, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. So yeah, the Lord is going to destroy it, man, with those intercontinental ballistic missiles. So he says, for Yahweh have put in their hearts, he said, he had put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of God shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth, being America. Now where's Jeremiah? Jeremiah 50. Oh, my nose. Jeremiah 50. And 9, and it says, for Lord have raised a comfort against Babylon, an assembly of great nations on the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. The arrows or their missiles shall be of a mighty expert, man. None shall return in vain. So yeah, they're not gonna go back or be destroyed. When I say be destroyed, I mean they're flying and all of a sudden the missiles hitting each other. That's not going to happen. Why? Because the Lord is going to control the missiles, man. But he's gonna have his ministers do it. And it says, and these shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith Yahweh. Carrying on, it says, because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon or America shall be astonished, and hiss at all her plays. Put yourselves in array against Babylon or against America. Round about, all ye that bend the bow, so all those that have nuclear capability, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she have sinned against the Lord. I'm going to 2nd Esdras. It's lucky, man. 2nd Esdras 16. So for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows or his missiles that he shooteth are sharp, meaning the carrying on. So for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows or his missiles that he shooteth are sharp. Going back in that word sharpshooter, I shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. So yeah, from one continent to another. As far as I should be able to go to travel. Now going back to 2nd Esdras. Second Esdras. I you know Jeremiah. Yarim. That's how he said Jeremiah in the Hebrew. Yarim. Jeremiah. Jeremiah 50. And 14, and just put yourselves in the array against Babylon or against America, round about all you that bend the bow, so all those have nuclear capability, shoot at her, spare no arrows, because you have sinned against the Lord. Shot against her round about, She have given her hand, her foundation of fallen. Her walls are thrown down, for it's the vengeance of Yahweh Shemawashai. 10 vengeance upon her, as she have done, do unto her. So yeah, the Lord's going to visit America with literally everything. Well, not everything, but things that is done. And even the people with jobs. Is to cut off the soil from Babylon or America, and him that handleth the sickle in the time of harvest, for fear of the pressing sword. It's a day shall turn everyone to his own people, and they shall flee everyone to his own land. Verse 22 says, "A sound of battle is in the land, and of great destruction. How is the whole ham of the earth cut asunder, being Esau? How is Babylon or America become a desolation among the nations?" It's going to become a desolation because the Lord is going to send those intercontinental ballistic missiles. He said, "I've laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O daughter, O Babylon, and thou was not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord." So yeah, the Lord's laid a trap for America. And verse 25 says, "The Lord have opened up his armory." And the armory means where the weapons are kept. "And I brought forth the weapons." What was that? "And brought forth the weapons of his indignation. But this is the work of the Lord, power of hosts, in the land of the Chaldeans." And the Chaldeans is another name given to America. "Come against her from the almost border. Open her storehouses. Cast her up his heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left." So yeah, let nothing of America be left, man. Destroy everything that's there. It says, "Slay all the bullocks, let them go down to the slaughter. Woe unto them that they come, time of their visitation." When the Lord is going to visit them for the things that they've done to his people, being the children of Israel, being the Negro, Latinos, Hispanics, and Native Americans, being the Mexicans and Similar Indians. And also James 101 being the Israelite foreigners that have been scattered abroad. He said, "The voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of America, declaring God, being the Israelites. The vengeance of the Lord of power, the vengeance of his temple." He said, "Goes against the archers against Babylon." So then again, those that have legal capability. He says, "All ye that bend the bow, camp against it round about. There are none of escape." So yeah, America is going to be targeted from all angles. So recompense her according to her work, according to all that she have done, do unto her. So she have been proud against the Holy One of Israel. And it says, "Therefore shall her young men fall in the streets." And it says, "And all her men of war shall be cut off in that day, saith the Lord." Yeah, they'll be full born to fight. Meaning, when they come to fight against America. When they come to fight against America, they ain't gonna wanna fight. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Full born to fight. Where is it? Spoiler, she'll come on to her. No, that's not it. is Jeremiah 51 and 30. It says, the mighty men of Babylon have foreborne to fight. Foreborne to fight. They have remained in their holes. They might have failed. They became as a woman. They have burned her dwelling places. Her bars are broken. So yeah, America isn't going to be able to do anything against the Lord or against the nations that he sends over there. But yeah, man, that was just a quick little live, nothing live. I can't even go live. But yeah, that was a quick little cam lesson. 30 minutes. But yeah, I hope this was edifying. I hope this was edifying. I want to give a praise on the Lord. See how about Shema Shai, by Shema Kapadash. Yeah, I praise you how much Shema Shai. Shalom.